Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, crews are working quickly to clean up storm damage as another storm heads this way. Plus, we'll also hear from a friend of the Lewiston mass shooter who warned about his state of mind. And Mainers are urged to have their vehicles inspections up to date as we head into the new year. Good morning, everyone. I'm Craig Colson. Emma Smith is off today. We'll have those stories along with the latest installment of Destination Devon coming up on Good Morning Maine. Today, they're going to do a hot wing challenge in Bangor. You can watch as they kind of put their taste buds to the test. I don't know if they have any taste buds left. I think they burned them all away. Anyway, that story is coming up along with all the day's news. But first, a check of the forecast. And yes, it looks like more bad weather moving in. Today, we'll have a nice sunny day, but then another storm system moves in tomorrow. The big concern about that one are the strong wind gusts that will bring along. For more on what we can expect, here's Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Craig, happy Friday. This is what we have our eye on right now, though. Winter weather advisories are posted through Saturday. Also, some high wind warnings are up. Even some coastal flood alerts are up again, along with some storm warnings because of our next system that will be moving in, bringing with it some strong gusty winds yet again. But meanwhile, though, the radar showed a little bit of activity last night as it started to back off. And now we're going to be watching for a lot of sunshine today before our next system starts to get in here. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. We're calm for now, though. If you look further out towards the west, look at this thing right here. We're really starting to get its act together with showers and thunderstorms and some snow in the northern parts of Illinois and even in parts of Iowa and in parts of Wisconsin as well. That system will be moving in our direction. Mostly sunny today will be looking pretty good. Mostly clear to start for a bit, but the clouds move in later on tonight and the system moves in as we head towards your Saturday. The winds won't be too bad for now. Maybe a few gusts up around 10 to maybe 20 miles per hour at times. We may calm down for a bit tonight, but the winds really begin to get going as we head towards Saturday morning. So for today, here we go. Lower 30s, mostly sunny, and that northwest wind gusting up to around 20 miles per hour at times. By tonight, upper teens, mostly cloudy, and that east wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we head towards tomorrow, upper 40s, the wintry mix switching over to rain, damaging winds possible again with that east wind gusting up to around 60, yes, 60 miles per hour at times. Make sure you're ready for that gusty wind. Otherwise, though, your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period today, mostly sunny and a little breezy out there. Temperatures making into the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig?
All right, thank you, Devin. We'll see you later on. Governor Janet Mills has declared a state of civil emergency along Maine's coast as communities struggle to recover from this week's storm. The declaration covers Cumberland, Hancock, Knox, Lincoln, Saginaw, Waldo, and Washington, along with York counties. The move mobilizes all state resources to support response and recovery efforts and also strengthens Maine's ability to seek federal financial assistance through a potential federal disaster declaration. On Thursday, Governor Mills spoke with us about the impact of the storm.
The damage we've seen from the storm this week is devastating. Coastal towns with wharfs and working waterfronts decimated. That is really tragic, and we want to get our hands around that. Anybody who sustained damage should report that damage to their county MEMA, county emergency management officials.
Well, officials say it is imperative that people with damaged homes, wharfs, floats, and vessels share that information with their local municipalities. The Department of Marine Resources conducted aerial surveys on Thursday as they work closely with Governor Mills and MEMA to assess coastal damage. MEMA is also asking people to be cautious along areas along the coast, both on land and on the water, where there may be hazards as a result of the storm. By the way, reports can be made by calling 211 Maine or by filling out an online survey. Links to those surveys are available on our website at foxbangor.com. Meanwhile, Versant Power is steadily getting everyone back up and running after Wednesday's storm. According to Communications Supervisor Marissa Miner, the number of affected customers peaked at around 32,000 in Versant's power territory. However, as of this morning, Versant had just 92 active outages left to repair.
We are very confident that we will have most customers restored by the end of the day today, exceptions being those customers along camp roads and some island customers.
Well, as of this morning, Central Maine Power was still working on 52 outages in their area. That's down from thousands. Looking ahead, Miner says Versant is prepared for this weekend storm and is expecting far fewer outages. However, customers should be prepared for the worst in the event the forecast makes a change. Well, as officials begin to assess damage along Maine's waterfront, the Maine Emergency Management Agency is encouraging people to document and report any damage they sustain from the storm. Officials say it's imperative to document all that to keep track of the dollar amount that will help with their federal disaster declaration if they do it. The Department of Marine Resources conducted aerial surveys yesterday along with MEMA to take a look at everything out there and to check out the damage reports. You can make those reports once again by calling 211 Maine. This week's storm damaged numerous buildings and also battered landmarks, including the lighthouse displayed on Maine State Quarter. The strong storm that brought high winds and heavy rains to the northeast badly damaged the site of the Pemaquid Point Light in Bristol on Wednesday. The nearly 200-year-old lighthouse is featured on the State Quarter and is a popular coastal destination. The lighthouse's bell house dates back to the 19th century and sustained the worst of the damage. The town runs and maintains the site as Pemaquid Point Lighthouse Park. An official said on Thursday that they believe they can repair that building. We're also learning the extent of the damage this last storm inflicted on Acadia National Park. Park officials say the Schoodic Loop Road on the Schoodic Peninsula is now closed. The national park says the storm created significant damage to the facilities in the park, including to the ocean path as well. Parts of the path were simply washed away. If you are planning to visit Acadia, be careful of debris, loose rocks, and uneven footing. Most of the facilities are open, but as you can see, some of the trails and roadways are damaged. Machias is also beginning the recovery process after Wednesday's storm brought several feet of water onto Route 1, affecting businesses and the town office. Now they're preparing for Saturday's storm. Our Doug Banks has more.
Cars passed over the Machias Dike on Thursday, just 24 hours after it was completely submerged by the Machias River. On Wednesday, the town office flooded with an inch of water. Now boxes are on tables and fans work to dry the floor.
We had a number of businesses that were flooded. We had a number of vehicles that couldn't be moved. I mean, the water just, once it crested, it moved so fast.
Just across the street sits one of those businesses, Coastal Aesthetics Boutique.
I was standing there with the owner of the building. You could see the tide turn and there was a surge, and then the water just continued to rise for the next couple hours and filled the place.
There's expected to be another storm coming through here this Saturday with heavy rainfall, wind, and snow. And on top of that, according to Machias' town manager, the town's highest tide of the month will be here on Saturday at around 11:30.
It's going to be that late morning, 11:30 hour that we will see what happens.
Despite the circumstances, Kitchen says perseverance will always be Machias' strongest trait.
Yes, we will persevere. We bounce back good.
I take a lot of pride in this. This is my baby. It's not about the money. I mean, it is about money, but it's not about the money, because when I can't be here and I can't be behind my chair, I'm not there for people.
For Machias area residents to stay up to date on the storm and road conditions, visit Machias Town Office Facebook page and Machias Police Department Facebook page. In Machias, I'm Doug Banks for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, meanwhile, down the coast in Castine, volunteers and workers wasted no time tackling damage along the waterfront in Castine. Down East Yacht Services shared these photos. Their crew was among those removing damaged wood from the town's dock that was left in shambles by the storm. They managed to strip it down to bare pilings in just one day. More volunteers plan to be down on the waterfront this morning, helping other businesses clear debris and filling sandbags ahead of this weekend's storm. Cleaning up Eaton's Boatyard is one of the places that volunteers will target. They have a lot of work to do there. They all plan to gather around 9 o'clock this morning, and volunteers are asked to bring along their own shovels. So if you have some time in Castine, you may want to head down to the waterfront this morning. Looking to the southern half of the state now, Asia Reed has more from Scarborough on the damage there, as well as how folks are evacuating along Higgins Beach.
I am evacuating my mother-in-law's things from her house at Higgins Beach.
Kristen Valdmanis and her family own this waterfront home. Luckily, her family and 83-year-old mother-in-law got out safe.
So she and her dog were perfectly fine, but the property was not, obviously. See that we lost her wheelchair ramp. We lost some stairs, outdoor furniture, surfboards.
During the storm and even today, waves are still reaching all the way to their house, ripping off shingles and damaging this wall. Terry Lynn Dubril lives down the street and is shocked by the damage caused by the storm.
Well, I've been in this area my whole life. I grew up here and I've never seen a surf like this. It's incredible, the power of this ocean and the waves, and it's exciting, but it's kind of scary too.
Scarborough Deputy Fire Chief John Brennan says this storm required all hands on deck.
We're still currently assessing that damage. We know we do have damage in our Higgins Beach area. There's some seawalls, retaining walls that we know have been compromised.
Here on Beach Ave in Kennebunk, the scene looks very similar to the one in Scarborough. The homes are further away from the ocean, but that didn't stop the storm from causing damage. And that was right here.
Yeah.
John Gerard lives nearby and says this entire road looked like a river during the storm.
There was 1.5 feet of water in this road, if not deeper. It was impressive, but at the same time it was scary.
Some folks are waiting it out to fix their damaged property until this weekend's storm passes.
And we're not going to try cleaning up until that one's passed, and then we will come over and assess what we really need to do.
That was Asia Reed reporting. In other news this morning, a man who used a machete to attack police in New York has now pleaded guilty to numerous crimes. In a statement, 20-year-old Trevor Bickford of Wells apologized and admitted that he traveled near Times Square in December of 2022 and attacked the officers with a large knife. Attorneys for Bickford say he suffers from mental illness and had been radicalized by Islamic jihadists by the material that he found online. One officer suffered a fractured skull in that attack, but all survived. Bickford pleaded guilty to numerous crimes and now faces up to 120 years in prison when he's sentenced in April. The worst mass shooting in our state's history happened back on October 25th of last year, and now we're learning more about warnings issued by a friend of suspected shooter Robert Card that cautioned that he was deteriorating and capable of violence. Fox's Marianne Rafferty with that story.
We're learning new information surrounding the worst mass shooting in Maine's history. To Sean Hodgson, Robert Card was his best friend of 17 years. But over time, Hodgson says Card struggled with worsening bouts of anger and paranoia and feared what his fellow Army reservist might be capable of under those circumstances.
He was deteriorating in his mental health, and he refused to get help.
In a series of texts to an Army supervisor back in September, Hodgson wrote in part, quote, "Change the passcode to the unit gate and be armed if SFC Card does arrive. Please, I believe he's messed up in the head. I believe he's going to snap and do a mass shooting."
I was actually praying and hoping to God my text would not come true.
6 weeks after those messages, Card entered a bar and bowling alley in the town of Lewiston, where he killed 18 people before leading police on a manhunt. Card's body was eventually discovered in a trailer at a recycling plant. Police say he died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound.
And that was the most difficult thing that I ever had to do, was to report him to command. And for them to discredit me.
Hodgson believes his warnings should have been taken more seriously. An independent review done for law enforcement called Hodgson an alarmist. The Army says pending investigations mean they can't comment. But Hodgson wasn't the only one concerned. In May, Card's relatives told police they worried about his mental health and access to guns. And in August, the Army barred Card from handling weapons while on duty. Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
Bill seeking to address failures of the Maine Department of Health and Human Services in regards to child welfare and deaths were the subject of a public hearing on Thursday. The Health and Human Services Committee heard testimony on two bills. One is from Senator Joe Baldacci that seeks to create an independent Office of Inspector General for Child Welfare. The other bill is from Senator Jeff Timberlake that seeks to separate the Office of Child and Family Services from DHHS and form its own department.
If we want to move to a system that will create more systematic accountability, then this would be one important step forward.
The support of this legislation from different corners of our local political life is not lacking. It currently enjoys several co-sponsors from across the aisle. We have numerous groups of individuals, all of all persuasions lined up today, eager to testify in favor. Even DHHS itself is ready to acknowledge the need for something different.
Maine DHHS Commissioner Jean Lambro testified at a December Government Oversight Committee in a meeting in support of separating the Office of Child and Family Services from the department. The bills now face a work session in the Health and Human Services Committee before possibly making its way back before the full legislature for a vote. All right, the time now is 8:15. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, history is made in Augusta as the first woman is confirmed as the head of Maine's National Guard. But first, another check of that forecast. It looks like a nice sunny day ahead of the storm today. The highs will be up in the low 30s. Tonight, mostly cloudy with lows dropping down to around 19. Tomorrow morning, we'll kick off the storm. We'll see a wintry mix. It will be a windy day with highs near 47.
I got hurt in a car accident, and I'm worried the insurance company is trying to take advantage of me.
Fight fire with fire and call the twos.
Lowry and Associates got me $300,000 for my car accident.
We win for you.
Do you need to replace your old, worn-out windows? Then you need to call Renewal by Andersen today. We're the replacement window division of Andersen, which means you can get your project started right away by scheduling a free in-home consultation. Ask your consultant about pricing options, including our 1-year price lock guarantee quote. Call now to schedule your free design consultation. This fantastic money-saving deal with great financing ends soon. Installation is always included. Call now.
Does your vehicle need a little more work? Have an odd sound coming from somewhere? Bring it over to Jackson's Automotive in Old Town. We have the best technicians and offer a fair price. We also accept all aftermarket protection plans. Now, if you're unable to drive your vehicle to us, we can help you get it here. Also, if you'd like to protect your vehicle for years to come, we offer Wool Wax undercarriage protection. We're located at 546 Main Street in Old Town. Give us a call at 827-2676.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, chances are you have a lot of questions. Norm Prouty has answers. Learn some tips and tricks and explore some beautiful new homes on the market. The Norm Prouty and Donnell Baker Real Estate Show, Sunday mornings at 8:30 on Fox 22.
Oversharing can be spiritual.
Name someone you had a romantic dream about.
My minister.
Praise the Lord, Pastor.
It can be loving.
You love to plant a big wet kiss on Steve Harvey's what?
Lips.
Your lips ain't big enough for these lips.
It can be wet.
Name someone who has touched your bare bottom.
The pool guy.
Overshare with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
For the first time in our state's history, the Maine National Guard will have a woman in the top command position. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bichard was in the room where the groundbreaking confirmation hearing happened, and he has our story.
It's a historic day. The Senate has just almost unanimously confirmed the nomination of a extremely well-qualified Adjutant General.
Senator Craig Hickman, who chairs the Veterans and Legal Affairs Committee, is talking about Brigadier General Diane Dunn's historic confirmation as the first female Adjutant General, the top-ranking commander of the Maine National Guard. The position also includes becoming the Commissioner of the Department of Defense, Veterans, and Emergency Management.
Outstanding leader. Look at her credentials, her bio. Diane has excelled at every level of command that she's done, and I can't wrap my head around 3 members in the House VLA voting against her confirmation.
General Dunn was confirmed by a vote of 33-1. The lone senator voting against her confirmation was Senator Eric Brakey, who says he was concerned about General Dunn's view on certain pieces of legislation.
The nominee says that she doesn't think that the states have the authority to tell the federal government we aren't going to deploy our troops into illegal, unconstitutional wars. And I find that unacceptable.
Hey, he has a different point of view as far as the Defend the Guard legislation, and that's fine, right? We all are entitled to our own opinions. But that had nothing to do with selecting Diane Dunn as the Adjutant General.
General Dunn says she is looking forward to this new command.
I look forward to the opportunity to move the organization forward as we continue to support all the citizens of the state of Maine.
Senator Hickman says he is proud to be a part of the legislature that confirmed the historic nomination of General Dunn.
But I know that she will be up to the task, and I look forward to the work that we do together, because we do work with the department to make sure that our veterans are well served.
A spokesperson for the Maine National Guard says the official change of command ceremony for General Dunn to take command of the Maine National Guard will likely be sometime in early February. At the State House, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, meanwhile, the direct care worker shortages at long-term care facilities are prompting one group to issue a call for action from Maine lawmakers. The Maine Health Care Association highlighted the pressing issue at the State House yesterday, informing lawmakers and the public of just how dire Maine's direct care workforce shortage is. According to the group, from 2014 until 2023, Maine had 23 nursing homes close.
So the caregiver shortfall definitely means that it's more work for the caregivers, and so that does contribute to burnout, like I described, and that is the number one reason why people leave the profession ultimately. When a facility closes, though, what ends up happening is there are less care choices for the people who need those services, and one of the things that it does impact is hospitals, because hospitals then also don't have a place for post-acute care discharges.
Well, the group says they are meeting with lawmakers to try to come up with solutions to improve the staffing problem, including the need for more resources to help attract and retain more employees. The Orono Police Department, meanwhile, is on alert for expired vehicle inspection stickers. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with local mechanics and the police department about the importance of keeping our vehicles up to date.
That green inspection sticker it might as well be a neon flashing beacon for us.
Those bright inspection stickers are not just for show. Public safety officials are reminding Mainers to keep their vehicles up to date this year.
New ones that just came out this year are purple. So if we see orange and purple, we know that the cars, as a general rule, are probably in compliance.
Chief Merrill with the Orono Police Department says anything less could result in a violation of up to $148 for a first-time offense.
There's definitely vehicles out there that really aren't safe for the road, and it's a good way to keep track of those.
And many local mechanics say it's especially important given the harsh Maine climate.
Especially in this area, we live in a very high corrosion area, so your older vehicles, the parts that hold the car together, like in an accident, will start to rust and fatigue.
The police department says at the end of the day, it is all about safety on the roads.
It's about trying to get people to just come into line and try and believe that, like I said, it's an aspect of safety. If you don't have adequate tires on your car and you didn't go get an inspection, or you didn't have somebody look at it, and you cause an accident and you either get yourself or somebody else hurt, that's something that could be preventable, and that's really what we're trying to underscore with this.
In Orono, Grace Blanchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The time now is 8:23. Coming up after the break, a big celebration in Bar Harbor, where residents are welcoming the creation of a state-of-the-art child care facility. Plus, the latest from the campaign trail, where GOP candidates are fighting it out ahead of the Iowa caucus. The details as Good Morning Maine continues.
I'm sorry. I cannot let you in here.
The only thing that should be in a baby crib is a baby. Letting a baby sleep with blankets and toys can be dangerous. Learn how safe sleeping practices can save your baby's life at safesleepforme.org.
COPD hasn't been pretty. It's tough to breathe and tough to keep wondering if this is as good as it gets. But Trelegy has shown me that there's still beauty and breath to be had. Because with 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps my airways open and prevents future flare-ups. And with 1 dose a day, Trelegy improves lung function, so I can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Watts Daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful.
She's the apple of his eye.
Ta-da! What do you think?
You look beautiful. And you're grounded.
She may be a tomboy.
You're so lucky you get to be in Junior G.I. Joes. And you're lucky I don't want to get blood on my uniform.
But she's still Daddy's little girl.
Sit down, I want to talk to you for a minute.
This isn't a sex talk, is it? Because I already know more than I'd like to.
Learn all about Eve.
Am I supposed to understand what you mean by that?
On Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
Welcome back, everyone. An engine manufacturer is calling back thousands of Ram trucks linked to a recent settlement. Cummins Incorporated announces it will recall 600,000 Ram trucks after a settlement with federal and California authorities. A lawsuit by the U.S. Justice Department and California accused Cummins Incorporated of illegally installing emissions control technology to cheat emissions testing. The company has agreed to pay $1.675 billion in a civil penalty as part of the settlement, along with an additional $325 million for pollution remedies. The company says it will replace the devices and recalled Ram 2500 and 3500 with the model years 2013 through 2019. So if you own one of those, you may want to check it out. A new child care facility is opening up in Bar Harbor, and it's all thanks to some scientists. Our David Ledford got a look inside and tells us more.
This is years in the making.
Nestled between Acadia National Park and a biomedical research institute lies the Island of Imagination. The brand new $5 million child care facility is the result of a collaboration between the Jackson Laboratory and the Downeast Family YMCA.
Jackson Lab paid for the building. The Downeast Family Y will run that facility. It's a really good partnership where the children get people that are skilled in child care, and the children get a site that is just magical for their future.
Governor Janet Mills joined the two groups in celebrating the new facility during a ribbon-cutting ceremony Thursday.
Child care is an economic necessity and a social necessity, an education necessity, good, quality, affordable, accessible child care.
At full capacity, the Island of Imagination will support the care of 50 children from infancy to preschool age.
There's a child care crisis in this country and in this state and in our county. This is an incredible model where you have a successful business investing in services and infrastructure into their community. I see this as a way for other communities and other organizations to look at addressing these specific needs.
And the Downeast Family YMCA says the facility comes packed with resources to both care for and entertain your children.
2 infant rooms, toddler rooms, preschool rooms. We have an indoor play space. We have an outdoor play space.
The center will officially welcome its first visitors on Monday, January 15th. In Bar Harbor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
An exciting time for them. The time now is 8:28. Let's get a full look at that weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig, thank you very much. A winter weather advisory is up through Saturday morning, though, because of snow that will be moving in with a transition over to rain. Some coastal flood alerts are also up, along with some high wind warnings again, because we're dealing with gusty winds soon to be reaching 60 miles an hour yet again. Other areas, though, seeing some storm warnings that are posted, and that's because of high surf that will be possible. It's already a little active out there in the oceans at around 4 to 7 feet, according to the buoys out there. So again, already starting to pick up, but it's going to get even worse out there with that next system that will be on the way. We had a few returns on the radar last night that started to get out of here now. We'll be under a mostly sunny sky today, which is some good news, though, kind of the calm before our next system begins to get in here, though, which is really starting to get going already with some snow across parts of Illinois to parts of Iowa, the thunderstorms further down toward the south, this thing's tracking off towards the north and east. We'll have our turn for this system, though, as we head towards your Saturday. So let's break this all down with Futurecast. So a lot of sunshine today. The clouds move in later on tonight. The winds start to increase by Saturday morning. That's That's when the snow starts at first, with a transition over to a little bit of a wintry mix and eventually to all rain as temperatures surge into the upper 40s. Again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour will be possible on and off today with the system, or on and off Saturday, excuse me, as we do move forward. So Saturday, we'll be watching for damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour as this thing starts to track off towards the north and east. But it gets out of here pretty quickly, though. Some rain and snow showers possible by Saturday night, and then by Sunday evening, maybe a few flurries or snow showers possible with another system that we have our eye on, and now we'll get out of here pretty quickly as well. So Saturday will be the main system that we'll need to watch out for. The snow chances coming up for Saturday looks like this, maybe at around 3 to maybe 6 inches of snow across the northern parts of the state, lesser amounts by Caribou and lesser amounts by the Bangor area, and even lesser amounts as you get closer toward the Bar Harbor coast. So again, lesser amounts to the south and higher totals further off towards the north and west. Otherwise, though, the rain chances look like this. So roughly around an inch of rain and any kind of melted down snow before we're all finished up. So a decent amount of water on the way across our neck of the woods. But otherwise, coming up for today, we'll say lower 30s, mostly sunny and a little breezy out there. Northwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour at times. By tonight, upper teens, mostly cloudy, and the east wind calming down to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tomorrow, here we go, upper 40s, the wintry mix switching over to rain. Damaging winds possible tomorrow with an east wind gusting up to around 60 miles per hour yet again. Here's looking at extended forecast. So by the time we head towards your Sunday, partly cloudy with a slight chance for a few snow showers late with highs in the mid-30s. We'll be in the upper 20s Monday with a mostly sunny sky, and more snow showers possible on Tuesday with highs in the upper 20s.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere, when you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
My father started a roofing company in the 1970s.
Back when asbestos was still commonly used in Maine.
When George was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew there wasn't a cure yet, but we knew he needed help.
We called Joe Bornstein's office because this family means business.
Their team is handling everything, representing Mainers who were victims of asbestos exposure.
We highly recommend the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
The highly capable family of Hyundai SUVs. Lease an all-wheel drive 2024 Kona for $229 a month or Tucson for $239 a month. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
Happy New Year, everyone! High five. Let's start this year with a bang. Coming in hot.
Way to do it.
Applause to you.
Boom. You know you're Drew Barrymore, right?
Oh, yeah. We're built for this.
Drew, weekdays at 11 on Fox 22.
Now to the race for the White House. The deep freeze blanketing Iowa is threatening to complicate caucuses coming in just 3 days. Republican candidates are urging voters to come out anyway, concerned that many may stay home. The severe weather already impacting last-minute campaigning in the state as well. ABC's M. Wynn has the latest from Des Moines.
This morning, blizzard warnings across Iowa forcing some Republican presidential candidates to cancel in-person events. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley replacing a Friday event with a telephone town hall. Her spokesperson saying stormy weather won't stop us from ensuring Iowans hear Nikki's vision.
I am excited because obviously I have been campaigning all over this sweet state for 11 months, so it's fun that we can kind of bring this to fruition and see where it is.
This as the GOP frontrunner Donald Trump spends another day in court, the second this week. During closing arguments in his civil fraud trial, the former president lashing out at the judge in unauthorized remarks, calling the case a political witch hunt. The judge had previously found Trump overvalued his real estate properties for years, allowing him to get better deals on loans and insurance. The court's now only deciding how much Trump and his business should pay. State Attorney General Letitia James arguing Trump should also never be allowed to do business in New York again.
It's a disgrace, and they should pay me damages.
Back in Iowa, Governor Ron DeSantis warning against making this election about the former president.
If Trump is the candidate, the election will be about legal issues, criminal trials, maybe he's convicted. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that we don't know is going to happen. January 6th.
Not to be forgotten in Iowa, President Joe Biden's team with plans to descend on Des Moines on caucus day to remind voters what's at stake. His campaign accusing Trump and MAGA Republicans of launching an assault on Americans' freedoms.
When Iowans kick off the 2024 election cycle on Monday, they're likely to confront sub-zero temperatures. But candidates are expressing optimism that their supporters will still come out. Emlyn, ABC News, Des Moines, Iowa.
Hunter Biden pleads not guilty to federal tax charges in a Los Angeles courtroom on Thursday. The son of the president is facing 9 felony and misdemeanor tax offenses stemming from what prosecutors say was a 4-year scheme to avoid paying $1.4 million that he owes to the IRS. Prosecutors say he instead used the money to fund an extravagant lifestyle. Those back taxes were eventually repaid in 2020. All right, coming up on the second half of the newscast, we'll hear how recent investments are moving the country toward a more green society. And it's time for another installment of Destination Devon as well. This week, Devon and our own chief engineer will take part in a hot wing eating challenge. You can watch too as it unfolds with their faces slowly melt off. The details as Good Morning Maine continues.
Float to Fire Farms. Our products and staff are of the highest quality. Glassware, powerful puff, and CBD products. You'll be so happy your face will light up. 38 Storette Drive in Belfast.
Are plumbing problems giving you a headache? Look no further than Sprague's Plumbing Solutions. With more than 10 years experience, Sprague's Plumbing Solutions has the knowledge to assist with your plumbing issues. Whether it's a service, remodel, new build, or commercial, we've got you covered. For reliable, professional plumbing services, call Sprague's Plumbing Solutions today for a free estimate. 951-1637. We're here to make your plumbing problems disappear.
Float to Fire Farms. Our products and staff are of the highest quality. Glassware, powerful puff, and CBD products. You'll be so happy your face will light up. 38 Storette Drive in Belfast.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Today is Friday, January 12th, 2024. Happy Friday, everyone. On this day in history, back in 1885, Dr. Pepper sold its very first bottle of soda in the U.S., making it the oldest soft drink brand in America. Coca-Cola was invented the following year. In 1904, Henry Ford achieved a speed record when he drove a vehicle over 91 miles per hour. Quite a thing during those times. In 1910, while attending a White House dinner hosted by President Taft, the wife of the Russian ambassador caused quite a stir when she requested a cigarette and then began smoking it. It was apparently the first time a woman had ever smoked openly at a public function at the White House, and some other women who were in attendance also began to light up their own cigarettes when they saw it was okay to do so. In 1971, the groundbreaking sitcom All in the Family made its debut on television. And in 1991, the U.S. Congress gave President George H.W. Bush the authority to expel Iraqi troops following their invasion of Kuwait. And in 1998, 19 European nations signed an agreement to prohibit human cloning. Germany and the UK signed a pact, or they were among those that decided not to sign that pact. and they're okay with cloning apparently. In 2000, the U.S. Supreme Court gave police broad authority to stop and question people who run at the sight of a police officer. So if you ever see a cop, don't run away unless you want them to chase you, because they might just do so. Today's birthdays include Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, who turned 60 years old. Radio host Howard Stern turns 70 today, and actress Rachel Harris turns 56 years old. Happy birthday to all of them. Well, as we've been hearing over the past couple of days, over the past hour or so, we have another storm approaching. It's not expected to be a monster storm, but it is bringing along some very strong wind gusts, which is really the last thing the state wants to see right now, especially the line workers out there. There's certainly the potential for some more power outages. For more on what we can expect, let's turn things over to Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Craig, happy Friday. This is what we have our eye on right now, though. Winter weather advisories are posted through Saturday. Also, some high wind warnings are up. Even some coastal flood alerts are up again, along with some storm warnings because of our next system that will be moving in, bringing with it some strong gusty winds yet again. But meanwhile, though, the radar showed a little bit of activity last night as it started to back off. And now we're going to be watching for a lot of sunshine today before our next system starts to get in here. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. We're calm for now, though. If you look further out towards the west, look at this thing right here. We're really starting to get its act together with showers and thunderstorms and some snow in the northern parts of Illinois and even in parts of Iowa and in parts of Wisconsin as well. That system will be moving in our direction. Mostly sunny today will be looking pretty good. Mostly clear to start for a bit, but the clouds move in later on tonight and the system moves in as we head towards your Saturday. The winds won't be too bad for now. Maybe a few gusts up around 10 to maybe 20 miles per hour at times. We may calm down for a bit tonight, but the winds really begin to get going as we head towards Saturday morning. So for today, here we go. Lower 30s, mostly sunny, and that northwest wind gusting up to around 20 miles per hour at times. By tonight, upper teens, mostly cloudy, and that east wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we head towards tomorrow, upper 40s, the wintry mix switching over to rain, damaging winds possible again with that east wind gusting up to around 60, yes, 60 miles per hour at times. Make sure you're ready for that gusty wind. Otherwise, though, your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period today, mostly sunny and a little breezy out there. Temperatures making into the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig?
All right, thank you very much, Devin. Well, recent federal investments in clean energy projects are moving the U.S. closer to its 2030 climate goals. A majority of states are expected to see a rise in wind and solar energy by 2035, according to a study from Princeton University. ABC's chief climate correspondent, Ginger Lee, has more. She'll tell us about some of the steps the nation has been taking to improve our climate situation and where we may be heading in the very near future.
About 15 miles off the coast of Martha's Vineyard, fresh power from offshore wind turbines. The Vineyard Wind Project is one of many benefiting from President Biden's landmark climate legislation, the Inflation Reduction Act. This project alone should produce power for more than 400,000 households, and others are planned around the country.
Just about every state in the country is going to see a pretty significant increase in solar and wind because these incentives are widespread, and some parts of the country have better wind resources.
While the IRA has helped quicken the transition to renewables, Princeton researchers found that it still is not fast enough to cut greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2030. As of right now, Princeton found that solar and wind are expected to grow and eventually make up more than half the energy in 46 different states by 2035.
There are more jobs in clean energy in general than there are in the more conventional types of energy that we've had for a long time, fossil fuels. It requires more people to do it, so that means there's more jobs. And then the health impacts, I think, are really pretty significant.
With this Climate Minute, I'm Ginger Z.
And when we come back, the latest installment of Destination Devon will be eating some hot wings today. We'll also have some special guests joining us to tell us about an event that you won't want to miss if you want to live a more healthier lifestyle. We'll tell you all about it as Good Morning Maine continues.
Fishing trip hit a snag? Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Looking for big fitness energy this year? Join Planet Fitness. Now through January 12th, save $5 a month during the Big Fitness Energy Sale when you join for 24 cents down and just $10 a month. Cancel anytime. That's a savings of $60 per year. Never intimidating. always free fitness training, equipment for every workout. Don't miss out. Join the judgment-free zone today and get energized for 24 cents down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 12th.
People ask me all the time, are those commercials really true? Does Lowry & Associates really get all of those clients, all of those big settlements? Yes, we do. We really have gotten millions of dollars for Mainers hurt by commercial vehicles. And the insurance companies know when you call the twos, we're going to fight for you. And you know what else is true? I really am standing on top of this big truck.
Hurt by a big truck? Call the twos. We win for you.
I started smoking at age 16. I was scared when they found cancer in my lung.
Lung cancer, still the deadliest cancer in Maine, but a new test can find it earlier when treatment is more successful.
They were able to remove my cancer and I went back to work, but now I'm retired.
If you're age 55 or older and smoke now or smoked heavily in the past, ask your provider if lung cancer screening is right for you. And learn more at screenmaine.org.
Fishing trip hit a snag? Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
The baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. From the heavens! All new Friday Night SmackDown tonight at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, it's Friday, which means it's time for another Destination Devon. I hear things got a little heated with this story this week. I've been looking forward to this all week long, too. How's it going, Devon?
Thank you, Craig. I believe Shakespeare put it best when he wrote, "Cowards die many times before their death, the valiant taste of death, but once." When I heard a local pub in downtown Bangor had created a Hot Wings challenge, I knew I had to try, no matter the odds. And I made a valiant effort, but what I didn't know is I would taste death. Check it out on this week's installation of Destination Devon.
It is the Nightmare Wing Challenge. And the name of the sauce is Doom Sauce. All you have to do is eat it. You either do it or you don't. It may hurt the next day, but that's about it.
I'm sorry. You just like to hurt people?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, 2 Feet Brewing in Bangor announced their Nightmare Wing Challenge.
So you have to eat 10 wings in 5 minutes. And then there's the 5-minute afterwards that you have to sit there in pain without doing anything to stop it.
Seems like a fairly doable challenge until you factor in exactly how spicy the wings are. To determine that, we can use the widely accepted Scoville heat rating system to gauge the spice of different peppers and sauces. For perspective, the Frank's Red Hot sauce you put on everything is about 450 Scoville heat units. A straight jalapeno comes in at about 2,000 SHUs. So, how hot are the peppers in the Doom sauce? 10, 20 times hotter? No, it's probably something more crazy like 100 times hotter.
Every pepper that's in it is over 1.5 million.
Almost 1,000 times hotter?
You have to wear gloves, because if you eat these wings, it might be 10 hours later. If you touch something sensitive, you're gonna know it for a while.
Well, I knew I had my work cut out for me, so I wasted no time diving into the Nightmare Wing Challenge.
Oh my God!
But only after my second wing, disaster struck.
I can't breathe out of my face.
I started hiccuping so uncontrollably I couldn't breathe, and I was forced to tap out after only 3 wings. I was defeated. But luckily, there was another.
It was about halfway through the second wing when it hit me. This is gonna hurt.
For the challenge, I brought along the station's chief engineer and designated tough guy, Kyle Smith.
He did it!
Kyle was able to finish the wings with time to spare. But what followed was what seemed like the most agonizing 5 minutes of our lives.
Just having to sit there for 5 minutes felt like an eternity. That was worse than eating the chicken.
3, 2, 1.
Congratulations.
When the smoke cleared, Kyle walked away victorious, but scarred.
I caught a glimpse of my reflection, and there's a little piece of the beard that had been like singed by the hot sauce. I took a picture of it and it was like, whoa.
Wow.
I gotta tell you, those wings, I wasn't being dramatic. I promise you. My whole head went numb while I was eating those wings. I started to feel it in my chest, and unfortunately, I hiccuped. I wasn't being a baby, but Kyle was able to make it all the way through, and honestly, props to him for that. He wasn't the same after that.
He's a tough guy, and you could see tears to his eyes, just sweat pouring right out of him.
Oh, it was miserable, and honestly, I feel bad for him. I'm gonna have to get him a Dunkin' gift card or something after this. I don't know what, but something.
What a trooper he is! And if you could do it for yourself, just head down to 2 Feet Brewing.
If you're brave enough, honestly,
Yeah.
after watching that, try it out. Super nice people, and I just love that bar.
Yeah,
as
they
well.
have great beer there too.
Absolutely.
If you're into beer, that's a good place to go.
Another part of that challenge is you can also polish off the wings with their barn burner, which is a beer made with jalapeno.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, just to really make it, a little bit more spice. Why not at that point?
I like things a little spicy, but I'm not sure if I'd go that far. Pretty neat though.
A little ridiculous.
All right. Well, keep your ideas coming. Send them in here to Devin, and maybe we'll visit one of your destinations in the near future.
Absolutely. Send them in to TV7 News at WVII.
All right. Thank you, Devin.
CEM DP Porter Contractors have been in business for more than 40 years. We have recently added an electrical division to further be of service to our loyal customers. DP Porter specialized in design build for commercial and residential projects. We can assist our customers from anything from lot procurement to helping find a finance company for your project. CEM DP Porter is currently hiring for all positions. We offer competitive pay as well as great benefits. To inquire about employment or construction, please reach out to 848-7486 or visit CEMmaine.com.
The Orono Arcade is an ideal birthday party destination. We have the best arcade video games, including Tomb Raider, Halo, Need for Speed, Mario Kart, and Luigi's Mansion. You are guaranteed to have hours of fun. Plus, we also have a 9-hole blacklight mini golf course that changes weekly. Allow us to provide hours of fun for you and your friends. You bring the cake, we'll provide the entertainment. Call us today to schedule your birthday party event, 889-3166.
Introducing the Chevy family of SUVs. Do more with tech. Do more with safety. Do more with style. The Chevy family of SUVs. There's one for everything you do. Current qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $269 a month. Or get $1,500 total cash allowance on this Equinox.
Visit your Maine Chevy dealer.
Fox Monday.
This means so much. Thank you so much.
It's television's hottest night.
And the nominees.
Don't miss the stars.
Thank you.
The surprises and the host, Anthony Anderson.
Join me as we celebrate the 6 shows you've watched, the 48 you haven't, and the 130 you've never heard of.
The Emmys this Monday at 8.
Hosted by a guy you've never voted for. Who put that in there?
Live on Fox.
Thanks for coming today. Let's just kick things off. Tell us a little bit about this. You have a couple of events. One is in Brewer, one is in Gorham. We're kind of focusing on the Brewer area because that's where we're from. What does it entail anyway?
So the community talk is called Destigmatizing Weight, Practical Tools for Healthy Living. And we're really going to get into nutrition and lifestyle habits that can correct, the underlying metabolic dysfunction that contributes to weight gain. And like 93% of the population now has at least one indicator of metabolic dysfunction. So, I mean, all of us, right?
Right,
And
yeah,
so,
I know I do.
Well, and that's a scary statistic. 50% of our population is either pre-diabetic or diabetic, and our modern lifestyle is kind of setting us up for failure. We're not sleeping enough, we're always stressed, we're not eating the right things, we're always eating.
Yeah.
And so this is a talk not to get into, calorie restriction and exercising more. It's really like, what foods to pair together, meal pattern timings, and I find that it's pretty approachable for a lot of people. And yeah.
You'll be talking things about like healthy recipes, little things people can do throughout their days to make steps.
Yeah, I'll offer some handouts at the end of it, just with like some recipes to get started. I'm actually working on a cookbook now too, so so I think that will be helpful for a lot of people because a lot of people just don't know where to start.
Sure.
But keeping it simple, getting rid of the processed foods, getting rid of the sugars, getting rid of the refined seed oils,
And that could change your metabolism, which will help you burn fat even more or just stay healthier, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's really, we got to get to the root cause of what's happening here. You know, weight is not the problem, it's the metabolic dysfunction that's contributing to the weight gain.
Interesting. Yeah. And what's your role in all this? Why did Back in Motion decide to get involved?
Yeah, so I attended one of her events last year, and I took away so much good information from it. I'm actually a personal trainer as well, and I've been doing that for about 20 years. And so I'm really attached to that health area as well as with the physical therapy background. And I saw a great opportunity to share that with our patient base and some of our local communities around our clinics. So I reached out to Sarah and asked if she'd be interested in hosting some of her events in our clinics.
That's
and
awesome.
She said it was great. You know, as far as what she said with all the other health benefits from a physical therapy standpoint, you can, it decreases inflammation, and it can also speed up with the healing process of some of the diagnoses we're seeing.
It's incredible. It really is all kind of connected, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Who was this for?
Everyone.
Everyone. Yeah, so it's not just people who are struggling with their weight, but I think we really need to actively work against falling into this. 93%, that's what studies are showing.
Yeah.
So 93% of the population needs to come, in my opinion. So yeah, again, we have to work against falling into this trap.
I know,
We're very
Depending on the
sedentary.
time of the year, I mean, my weight goes up and down. This is a big struggle time of year too for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Because we spend so much time inside. So,
Yeah.
so what are the details? If people want to take part in this, where do they go?
So 797 Wilson Street in Brewer is our Back in Motion location that we're going to have the first one at.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other one will be in Gorham. And this is on the date and time.
January 20th in Brewer at Brewer Back in Motion at 11 a.m. And then they can register either at the location or they can email me, and we can, Sarah M. Stewart 916@gmail. But we can put that information on my Facebook page too.
Okay. We'll add that when we post this later on too. Hopefully they can get. But it's as easy as stopping by Back in Motion and signing up there.
Yep, and we have about 15 slots left right now. So
very
it's filling
neat.
up. It's great.
Well, go take care of take your health by the horns, and you guys can help them out with the rest of it, I guess. So, thanks for joining us this morning.
so much.
Before we take the break, let's take one more check of your weather forecast. It looks like a nice, mostly sunny day ahead today. The highs will be near 33 degrees. Mostly cloudy overnight as that storm starts to move into the area. The lows will drop down to the upper teens. Tomorrow, we can expect a wintry mix to kick off the day. It will be a very windy day too, with highs near 47. We'll be right back.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
Do you have a wet basement, nasty crawl space, settling foundation, sinking concrete, or clogged gutters? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems, all things basementy. For over 30 years, thousands of homeowners throughout Maine and southeastern New Hampshire have trusted TC Hafford. Basement waterproofing, crawl space repair, stabilizing foundations, concrete leveling, and gutter installation. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems for all things basementy.
CEM DP Porter Contractors has been in business for over 40 years in the Bangor area. We specialize in commercial, medical, and residential design build construction, as well as building maintenance and renovations. CEM DP Porter Contractors is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions, including carpenters and a project manager superintendent. We offer vacation, holidays, a 3% IRA match, competitive pay, and a family-oriented environment. If interested in applying, please contact Jason at 848-7486.
Get ready for Super Wildcard Weekend on Fox. The next chapter in this historic rivalry is set. Dak leads the boys in a legacy-defining game. Ain't no tomorrow! Against Love and the Packers. Packers, Cowboys. Sunday at 4 Eastern on Fox. All part of Super Wildcard Weekend.
Finally, this morning, we thought we'd leave you with some video of some cute little baby animals. The San Diego Zoo celebrating the recent births of some baby monkeys. Take a look at them. 2 squirrel monkeys, a red-tailed monkey and a DeBrazza's monkey, I believe it's called. Wildlife Explorers Base Camp Zoo. Officials say the babies were born from late October until November. They have been doing very well and bonding with their mothers, as you can see there. And they're also nursing frequently and growing. Visitors may see these infants with their mothers in their habitats at the San Diego Zoo. I would love to make it out there sometime. It looks like that zoo is just fantastic, especially if you like to see little critters like that. Well, that will do it for us today. We thank you so much for joining us. We wish you the very best as we get ready for this latest storm. Again, it's not expected to be a monster storm, but something we all should pay attention to. The potential for power outages real tomorrow once again. We've had enough of that. Anyway, that'll do it for now. We thank you for joining us. I'm Craig Colson, and for everyone here, we hope you have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.